Hello, my cosmic cuties. Welcome to Celebrity Astrology Investigation. I'm Aliza Kelly, and today it's not just me and Claude in my witch room. I have an actual celebrity with me, Hannah Berner. You know her from hit reality show Summer House. You've of course listened to her podcast, Berning in Hell and Giggly Squad. But have you ever seen her get her chart read? Well, you are in for a real treat today. Welcome to the show. Breakout comedian, viral content creator, and my friend, a fellow luscious Leo, Hannah Berner. Hannah, what do you have on the burner these days? How are you? How is it going?
I'm so excited to be back. I need my stars read. I need it all. And you're going to be that person for me today. I'm so excited.
For those who don't know, Hannah and I hung out February 2020.
Oh my gosh, before the dumpster fire
Yes.
that is today.
Yes, and we recorded a podcast episode for my podcast, one for your podcast. We talked about your love life, we talked about your career, all of these things, massive transformations.
I mean, she nailed it. So now I need to come back because hopefully there's some new things I need to find out. I've gotten engaged, I've changed my whole career, and I have some questions that need answers.
Actually, one of the things we do on the show is AQs. We A the Qs, so this is perfect. This is perfect. I have witch potion here, which is what we call rosé when it is no longer rosé season.
You spoil me. Cheers.
Cheers. So Hannah, the last time that we spoke, your life was totally different than it is today.
Yeah.
One of the things that when I listened back to the podcast that I heard was we talked a lot about your Scorpio rising and you being a phoenix and you being very regenerative and you going through many different career transformations. And in like a very short amount of time, we saw this happen.
Well, it's funny because I got fired from my job and I was doing reality TV.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And now I'm wondering if I can be a phoenix again.
Yeah. Of course. Of course, you're always going to be a phoenix. You know, something that was really interesting that we talked about last time and that I also want to bring up again today is talking about how you are a private person and the importance of privacy in your life, because even though you have this Leo sun and the way that it is in your chart is at the very top of your chart, connected to your midheaven of legacy, like everyone knows who you are. It's important for you to be known. It also is really important for you to feel safe and for you to feel protected. And your relationship has changed your life. It actually is the catalyst for so much of the transformation. So I cannot wait to look.
You're going to make me cry because I feel like reality TV gave me this limelight that I loved, but it took away the privacy that I didn't know was important to me until I got into a relationship that I cared about and realized that I have to protect certain things in my life. And I had to basically let go of this fabulous reality TV lifestyle for love.
Let's go over your big three again. So do you remember what your big three are?
Is that your sun, your moon, and your rising?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, okay. I feel like I'm in class and I hope I don't fail.
Well, this is a clipboard, so
I'm a Leo sun, I'm a Scorpio rising, and I'm a Virgo moon, which I heard, whenever I tell people that, they go, oh, and I don't know what that means.
To the Virgo moon part?
To all of it combined.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually fair. So here's the thing, is that you, obviously the sun shows how you like to shine. And from Leo to Leo, it's like you have no problem taking up space, being vibrant, having attention on you. But then there's a lot of push and pull in the rest of the chart. So for instance, the Scorpio rising, which is really like the themes that are most present in your life, are going to show you why you have that Leo sun to begin with. So you're a Scorpio rising, which means you're super intense. You're really emotional. You're really sensitive. You're always transforming. And then your Leo sun helps you sort of like navigate through that, right? Like, how do I deal with having such big feelings? How do I deal with my sensitivities? How do I deal with like reading the room? I'll just like make everyone laugh.
Yeah.
That's gonna be how I deal with it. That's my coping mechanism. But then you have this Virgo moon, which is your emotional inner world, and it is so hypercritical. It is so like nuanced and everything is nitpicked and you are very vigilant about every detail, but obviously when you're just like taking up a lot of space and making people laugh like that, you can't really be, you know, you just have to sort of roll with it.
So that's why I have anxiety.
It's why you have anxiety. Yeah, I mean, and it's really cool because, you know, internally for you, that might feel like anxiety, but it also helps you relate to people because you're not just, you know, one-dimensional doing your thing. There's no sort of like nuance. In fact, it's probably like you have so much nuance that it's hard for you to find the right fit in an environment, because we also forgot about your like tennis career, which has happened too. You've gone through so many careers already, Scorpio rising stuff.
But it's funny because tennis didn't always work out for me. And I know tennis, a lot of people are talking about tennis right now with Naomi Osaka. And it's because I love the limelight of playing, but I also was super hard on myself. And I was very sensitive. So that affected how I played my tennis game. But I feel like with each leaving of a career, I'm learning a lesson in maybe the next career.
Well, do you feel like it's the same narratives, but they just switch?
So tennis, I had extreme performance anxiety. I would overthink everything and I'd doubt myself. And I felt a lot of pressure from other people. And now I'm doing stand-up comedy, and it's something that I chose. And I've learned to speak to myself nicer than past coaches have spoken to me. So when I'm on stage, I'm enjoying the limelight, and I love performing. So, and tennis and stand-up is very similar because you're alone out there performing.
Yeah.
And stand-up comedy has been like what brings me joy now.
So wait, how did you meet Des?
So I joke that I don't really date that much. I just like got engaged one day.
Cool. But love that for you.
Actually, I met my fiancé. Well, I didn't meet him. I saw him do comedy 5 years ago before I was in comedy. I was just watching him at a club and I was like, I'm so into this guy, but he lives in Ireland. So I never talked to him. I just noted that he was cute. Fast forward, when I got into stand-up comedy, he added me on Instagram. I thought maybe he wanted me on his podcast or something. We never spoke. And then when the pandemic hit, he flew from Ireland back to Long Island, where he had a family home. And he saw I was also in Long Island. So 2 weeks before I had to shoot my reality show, he asked me to get coffee in Sag Harbor. And we fell for each other. But 2 weeks after I met him, I started filming this reality show where I had other guys I was dealing with, and it was very hard. But I called him every night, and then we moved in together immediately, and then the show aired and it was harder. And now I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, so we made it, but what's gonna happen?
Okay, well, first of all, Des is older than you. Did you know that?
He's 45.
Okay, did you know that—
I'm 30. I know I look young, but I'm 30.
Did you know that your
sorry.
Saturns are exactly
Speaking
opposite?
of, Des is calling right when we start talking
pick
about
up.
him. Is that weird? Wait.
Put him on speaker.
Hey babe, I'm on set. You're on speaker.
On set?
I'm doing an interview.
We summoned him.
I'm doing an interview with People TV about my astrological chart. And I'm about to find out if we're meant to be together.
Hi, Des.
Isn't it funny that he called right when we were about to talk smack about him?
I mean, one of the things that we're going to talk about is how psychic and sensitive he is.
What's interesting is I've never been with a guy who I respected as much emotionally and mentally as him. And I've always felt like I wanted to fix people. And he's the first guy that came a little fully cooked, that I felt like I need to work on myself more.
Well, it's okay. So the most amazing thing, there's like a few amazing things, but I would say the most amazing of them all is that because you guys are as many years apart as you are, his Saturn, okay, buckle up, Hannah. Buckle up, viewers. Dez's Saturn is at 2 degrees Leo, and your Saturn is at 2 degrees Aquarius.
They get along, right?
They're opposites, but exact opposites. Exact opposites. Do you know how rare that is to happen? Because this only happens, it's 29 years that these go around. So I don't know, someone with a calculator could probably do the probability of this, but it's very low.
But if I was something else, it wouldn't be as effective?
If you were born July 12th, it wouldn't have been. If you were born August 15th, it would not be the same.
Are you saying that opposites attract?
Well, they have to because you guys are getting married, but I'm not trying to break up a home. No, they do attract, and they also teach each other lessons is probably the most important thing. So when you were going through your Saturn return, he was going through his Saturn opposition. So that only happens every 14 years. So you were both going through transformation at the exact same time. And then on top of that, your Chiron, which is your wounded healer, it is the deepest wound in your chart, is at 2 degrees Leo, that exact same point that his Saturn is at 2 degrees Leo. So this is like...
So you're basically explaining why the last couple months have been insane.
It's crazy. This relationship is literally about like responsibility, like being responsible to each other, figuring out why it's so important to be a responsible person in general, and then healing. You being healed through that commitment. Saturn is the planet of commitment. So it makes total sense that you guys were like, okay, we need to get engaged right now. We need to make a point to commit to each other because the healing starts at the commitment.
Wow. He proposed after 6 months.
That's wild.
But it's true. Once we committed, then we were like, now we're going to figure out what this life is.
Yeah, and you guys needed to commit in order for you to start really being able to get in there and doing the work. Because with like a nebulous sort of like, where are we going with this? What's going on?
Yeah.
You weren't able to
playing
actually
that
like,
game.
Yeah, you weren't able to go the distance, which is like talking about, you know, like deep.
Yes.
Deep.
Yes.
And really figuring out like why did you guys come into each other's lives?
Yep.
I mean, this, you know, like this is why you are going through yet another transformation, but it's also like helping you get onto the right path that you needed to get on. I feel like if Des hadn't come into your life, you would have gone in a very different trajectory, and that might have been fine, but in the end, like in the long term, you would have felt really like it was a disservice to what your potential is.
Inauthentic.
Exactly.
It's funny because he told me if we hadn't gotten engaged, he was like, you would still be doing reality TV.
That's true.
And I know that as well. But in my head, I'm like, but that's not what I want. Maybe I was scared to say it, but he gave me the ability to step away from it.
Yes, right, and because it is really challenging you to be like, okay, well, you have to be true to yourself. You can't be having your story reframed in ways that are not aligned with your authenticity.
And that's my biggest fear, is having my story perceived the wrong way.
Why do you think that's your biggest fear?
Because of my big three.
Yeah. So these are the things that are happening. You are having all of this activity going on in your 4th house, which is home and family.
Okay.
So moving, joining,
Getting
also,
married.
Getting married, also like reimagining what does home and family mean to you. Because even though I know that you're very close with your family, and I know that you have a very beautiful grandma, so much respect for that, but your family is not you. And you have I see your home and family in your chart represented by Aquarius, which is very innovative. It is very progressive. And what that means to me is that even if it's not like you are doing something like super freaky deaky, you're still reimagining what it means to have stability as it relates to your relationship and to your future family, independently from what has happened with your parents.
You're so right. We're still like, do we want to have kids? We're still thinking, do we want to live in Ireland at all?
That's cool.
So like, we're very non-traditional in how we're approaching even the wedding. We're like, do we care to have a traditional wedding? So you're on point.
Okay, so when Jupiter, the planet of expansion, gets to 20 degrees Pisces, which is going to happen like April 2022, this is going to be a time of creative innovation for you. Like complete new passion projects, opportunities, but it could also mean babies. So that's the mic drop. Wow. Yeah. So I guess what I want to say to you is, from this vantage now, you can choose how you want to apply that creative energy, because you're going to have all of these creative opportunities coming in, which could mean baby making, or it could mean new project, new show, new comedy tour, you know, new fragrance line. I don't know. Why not? She smells really good. So with that in mind, you can sort of, at this moment, decide, okay, well, if I know April 2022, there's going to be this incredible creative surge, how do I want to direct my energy? Because right now you're in sort of you're planting the seeds.
Yes.
Literally and figuratively. Maybe, I don't know.
But it's funny because I am in between like wanting to start a family after you get married or wanting to dig deep and focus on more of my own stuff.
Either way, it's going to coincide with your wedding in timing. So you're either going to be pregnant at your wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Or you're about to go in, which is a cute look.
Yeah,
that
cute.
Could be a really
Adorable.
Cute look. Adorable. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to be like on the edge of a new huge project that is probably going to like pull you away instantly and then maybe, cut your honeymoon short or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
so you
very
can decide
exciting.
how you want to channel that.
I love that.
Yeah, you have options.
So much to think about.
But it's all very positive.
You're incredible.
You are.
You're incredible.
You
Cheers.
Are. Cheers.
Let's be witchy for the rest of our lives.
Yay! Hannah, my love, thank you so much for being here. So what is coming up next for you that I haven't already discussed?
I mean, you already know, but I'll tell the viewers. HannahBerner.com. I have a stand-up tour. I'm doing stand-up comedy all over America, so check that out. And then follow me at Being Burns. And I have 2 podcasts, Berning and Hell, a mental health comedy podcast, and Giggly Squad. So like, subscribe, review.
Love it. Do it. All 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Witch potion is a concoction. I don't know can I share what witch potion is? Yeah, I think that I've heard people refer to it as rosé, but that is new to me. Yeah, you can do witch potion at 5 p.m. You could do witch potion during Taco Tuesdays. Hannah Berner is a Leo sun with a Scorpio rising and a Virgo moon, former tennis champion, former reality star, current comic, current fiancé. What does the future hold? The 4th house is, if you were to look at your birth chart, it would be at the position of 6 o'clock if it was a regular clock. It is the base of your birth chart, and it is the area of your chart that's associated with home and family, your foundation, where you come from, and then also what you are building for yourself in the department of stability. Degree measurements. So each zodiac sign has 30 degrees. It starts at 0 and goes to 29. Of all of the zodiac signs, we're talking about a circle, so it's 360 degrees divided by 12, so that's math. That is math. 30 degrees per zodiac sign. Wounded healer is Chiron, the centaur that symbolizes the deepest emotional wounds in your birth chart. Everyone has Chiron in their birth chart, so if you're curious as to what your deepest emotional wounds are, take a look at that placement. Leo characteristics: loud, dramatic, attention-grabbing, creative, beautiful, perfect, the best, show-stopping, unforgettable. Great singers, great actress, great dancer, triple threat, also amazing writers, comedians, tennis stars. Steve Martin. That is all my Astro detectives. Which celebrity should we investigate next? Comment below and keep your eye on the stars. Bye.